Hello students, happy morning. Class 12 Physics Unit 4 Electromagnetic Induction and Alternating Current continuation video. From today onwards, let me start our new session, that is alternating current. In our previous classes, we learnt about electromagnetic induction. In that electromagnetic induction, we get the idea, that is whenever there is a change in magnetic flux linked with a closed coil, EMF is induced. By some other experiment, we know that the orientation of the coil with respect to the magnetic field is changed and alternating EMF is induced. Okay, then it is connected to a closed circuit, then it produces an alternating current. Okay, we know alternating voltage is a voltage which changes its polarity with the regular interval of time. Okay, and then the direction of the resulting current also changes accordingly. This is known as alternating voltage. Okay, if suppose I applied the alternating voltage to a resistor. First of all, I consider a resistor having the resistance R. It is connected by a alternating voltage source. Okay, at the first instant, the upper terminal will be positive and the lower terminal will be negative. At that instant, the current flow in clockwise direction. At the next instant, okay, within a short interval of time, the polarities get reversed. Okay, the upper terminal became negative, lower terminal became positive, then the current flow in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, this current which flow in alternate direction in the circuit is called alternating current. Okay, here this voltage is in a is nothing but a sine wave. Okay, that can be represented as V is equal to Vm sin omega t. The voltage applied is nothing but a sine wave. So we can write that is V is equal to Vm sin omega t. Here V is a instantaneous voltage. Instantaneous voltage. That means using this relation we can find the voltage at any instant. Okay. Then Vm, that is peak voltage or maximum voltage or amplitude. Okay, then omega is the angular velocity, angular frequency. Okay, omega is the angular frequency. If suppose this voltage is applied in a closed circuit, then the resulting alternating current is produced, that also in sinusoidal nature. Okay, that is represented as I is equal to Im sin omega t. Okay, here this one is the instantaneous current. And Im is that is a peak current or maximum current. Okay, then omega, that is angular frequency. Okay, here the alternating voltage and alternating current can be represented graphically as, see, this is capital I, this is represented graphically as, okay, this is y-axis is V, x-axis is omega t. Okay, this one is a peak voltage, that is Vm. Okay, this is pi, this is 2 pi. Then this one will be a negative peak voltage, minus Vm. Then for current also we get a sine wave. Okay, it is connected to a closed circuit, we get a sine form of current. Okay, this is I, instantaneous current, this is omega t, this is pi, this is 2 pi, this one will be maximum current Im, this one will be minus Im. Okay. For a one complete cycle, it have two half cycles. Okay. For the positive half cycle, for both current and voltage, the current and voltage are positive value. For the negative half cycle, the current and voltage having the negative values. Okay. Here the current start increasing and attain the voltage start increasing and attain a maximum value. After it will reducing, it come to 0. Okay. Then it will be increasing in negative manner and then reaches a maximum negative value, then again come to 0. Like that it will be varying. So it is a alternating voltage and this one will be a alternating current. Okay. We know for a DC system, the current and voltage will be constant for period of time. Okay. For a DC system, voltage and current are constant with respect to time. Okay. But for AC, alternating current, okay, alternating source, the voltage and current will be changed with respect to time. So we need to specify the current values by two other means, that are mean value and RMS value. Using these values we can easily specify the values of current. Okay. Let me see how to specify the values of AC current and AC voltage. In order to specify the value of AC current and voltage, we need two quantities, that are mean value or average value. Then one more one is RMS value, that is root mean square value. Okay. Let me see the first one, that is mean value. It is also known as average value. We know this is a graphical representation of alternating current. Okay. Suppose it is an instantaneous value. Here it is omega t. Then this is a peak value, that is Im. Okay. This is negative peak value, that is minus Im. For this graph will shows the current will changes in every instant of time. Okay. So in order to find the average of this, we know it is a maximum value of current in positive half cycle, it is a maximum value of current in negative half cycle. Okay. These two values are equal in magnitude, but the direction is reversed. Okay. So on averaging this we get 0. Okay. Mean value or average value of AC over a complete cycle will be 0. Okay. You have to notice this, mean value or average value of AC over a complete cycle will be 0. Cycle is 0. Okay. But it have the value, we need to specify the mean or average value only for a positive half cycle or negative half cycle, not for complete cycle. Okay. See, the mean value is measured over for one half cycle. Okay. Mean value is measured for one half cycle. That may be positive half cycle or negative half cycle. Okay. Let me see the definition for mean value. Mean value or the average value of alternating current is defined as the average of all the values of current over positive half cycle or negative half cycle. Okay. See, the average of, by this definition we are solving the derivation. The average of alternating current is defined as the average of all the values of current over a positive half cycle or negative half cycle. Okay, by using this definition we can easily solve the value of average value or mean value of the AC. Okay, we know very well to calculate the average. If suppose I need to calculate the average current, there are a number of currents, so I can consider I1 plus I2 plus up to plus IN divided by, there are n counts, so I put n. Okay, so for this there are large values of I values. Okay, large values of current are there. Okay, in order to find this, so I am considering this one as sum of the all the current over a half cycle. Okay, that is equal to area of this half cycle. Okay, it is a easy way. See, sum of all the currents over a positive half cycle, because here I am considering only positive half cycle, not negative half cycle. Okay, that is equal to area of the positive half cycle. Okay, then we can write I average as area of positive half cycle by base length of the positive half cycle. We can consider this one as negative half cycle also. Okay, we need to consider the values for any half cycle, either positive half cycle or negative half cycle. Okay, we know the instantaneous value of alternating current, that is I is equal to Im sin omega t. Okay, this can be written as I is equal to Im sin theta for our simplicity. Okay, we know this one can be drawn like this. Okay, because it is a sine wave. Okay, here it is a maximum value, that is Im. Okay, so it is 2 pi, it is pi, it is I, it is omega t or theta. Okay, here I consider a small elementary strip like that. Okay, here I consider a small elementary strip having the length d theta or thickness d theta. Okay, then here it is a mid-ordinate current. Okay, this one is a mid-ordinate current, that is represented as I. Okay, this Im is a maximum peak current. Okay, this I is a mid-ordinate current of this segment. Okay, see, in order to find the area of the positive half cycle, okay, then we need to calculate this area. Okay, so first of all I am considering the area of this elementary strip. Elementary strip, that is, we know it is in the shape of rectangle. Okay, so we can consider this one as length into breadth. Here the length is I, the breadth is d theta. Okay, then integrating this we get the entire area of the positive half cycle. Okay, by applying the limit 0 to pi, area of the positive half cycle. That is equal to integration of I d theta 0 to pi. In order to find the area of the entire value, we need to integrate the value within the limit 0 to pi. Okay, then after solving this, we know integration of 0 to pi, I is the instantaneous current, that is Im sin theta d theta. Okay, here Im is a peak value that does not change, then taking out of the integral, then it became Im integrating sin theta d theta over the limit 0 to pi, we get minus cos theta. Okay, then Im minus cos theta 0 to pi, applying the limit we get area became minus Im cos pi minus cos 0. Okay, minus Im, because I am taking the minus out of the bracket. Okay, then upper limit minus lower limit, we get cos 180, that is minus 1, cos 0, that is 1. Okay, after solving this we get minus Im minus 2, then we get 2Im. It is not an average current, it is the area of the positive half cycle. Okay, we know the formula for I average or the mean value, that is area of the positive half cycle by base length of positive half cycle. Okay, area of the positive half cycle is 2Im and the base length of the positive half cycle is pi. Okay, then I average can be written as average value of AC, that is I average is equal to 2Im. It is the area of positive half cycle divided by base length of positive half cycle is pi. Then we know the value of pi is 3.14. Okay, then after solving this we get 0.637 Im. Okay, here I average is 0.637 times of peak current. Okay, this result will be same for the negative half cycle, but there will be a change in sign only. Im, this is for negative half cycle. Okay, in our next video let me see what is meant by RMS value of AC. Okay, thank you.